Hey guys, it's Lennon from Kitchen Time, and today I have a recipe that I wanted to share with you guys. So I usually I usually like making this from once in a blue moon, and so today I'm going to show you guys how to make picadillo. Okay, this is pretty much the way I make it. There's plenty of other ways to make it, so I'm going to go ahead and start showing you guys the ingredients that I have here. And keep in mind that these are the measurements that I use. But if you wanna add more or less or reduce the seasoning, go ahead and do that. You can make this recipe and modify it to your liking. So again, these are just the measurements that I have for seasonings that I'm about to show you here in a little bit. Okay, on the right side we have 1 pound of ground beef. I actually got this too because it's cheaper to get actual ground beef, but it is also good to use lean ground beef or extra lean ground beef. So this is 1 pound of ground beef. Okay, and then right here we have a mixture of different seasonings. On the left we have 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of ground cumin, quarter teaspoon of black pepper, and an eighth of a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder. Okay. Then on the back side here we have 1 small onion chopped, 1 can of, I can get this thing to focus. Okay, and then this is actually a little shortcut that I use. This is 1 can of Mexican style roasted tomatoes. So this is like the store brand to Rotel, but this is what I use. This is 1 can of petite Mexican style tomatoes. Sorry. 1 can of petite Mexican style tomatoes. Or you can use Rotel, or you can also use regular tomatoes too, in place of the canned. And then we have mixed vegetables. Reason why I got this is because it actually takes a couple of extra steps off. And the picadillo that I make does have carrots and potatoes, and instead of having to spend time chopping all of those up and peeling them, I got 1 can of mixed vegetables. So that's that. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything, the ground beef, into a heated skillet, and I'll be back to show you the next step. Okay, so now I have the 1 pound of ground beef and the 1 small chopped onion in a 10-inch skillet over medium heat. I'm going to break this down, and then I'm going to add the seasonings after like maybe 1 to 2 minutes, and then I'm going to keep cooking this, and I'll show you what it looks like after 5 minutes. Okay, so this is the meat after I added the seasonings, and I let it cook for a good 4 minutes. I'll be back to show you the next step. All I'm going to do after this is I am going to allow this to cook for a good 10 minutes, and then I'm going to take it over here. I'm going to take it over here into this colander that I have sitting under a bowl. This is to catch all the fat that's going to come out from the that is going to come out from the ground beef. So again, after a good 10 minutes or so, I'm going to transfer the beef to this colander and let it sit there for a few minutes while the excess grease drops into the bowl, and then we'll be back to show you the next step. So now I have the ground beef in the colander. The fat is drained. So now what we're gonna do is I'm going to add this back into the pot. There's a little thing, a little tip that I want to tell you guys. If you want to avoid, if you want to avoid, you know, having a grease fire or or your burner smelling like crud for the rest of the cooking process. After you dump meat to drain, you're going to wash the pot that you used it in, and then you're going to put it back on the stove. And once your meat is drained, you're going to add the meat back into the clean pan. So now I'm going to go ahead and dump all of this, and I'll be right back and show you the next step. And now we're going to go ahead and add this can of petite diced tomatoes. And I'm going to break these apart so that way they will cook evenly into the sauce. So we're going to go ahead and add this can into the ground beef mixture. Stir this around, make sure you get all the beef coated. Okay, I'm going to let this simmer for a good 5 minutes before we add the can of mixed vegetables. After that, I'm going to cover this. I'm going to mix in the mixed vegetables and then cover this and allow this to simmer for the next 15 minutes until the vegetables are heated and cooked through. And then I'm going to show you the finished product after this step. I want to show you guys what this looks like after a couple of minutes. After I added the tomato sauce, I broke down the tomatoes a little bit, broke them apart, and then this is what the result is. So you see the liquid is starting to slowly distribute throughout all the meat, and the tomatoes are actually starting to break down slightly. So now this is going to be the good time to add the mixed vegetables. And I want to tell you guys something else. If you want this to be picante, or if you want this to be a little bit more spicier, you can actually add one chopped jalapeno or serrano pepper, and this would be the time to do it, because once you add this and the mixed vegetables, you're basically going to actually let everything heat through and for the good 15 minutes, and then after that you're done. So now I'm going to dump in the mixed vegetables, and then I will show you the finished product after all is said and done. So here goes the mixed vegetables. Get it out of the can. Okay. going to stir this around. And I did taste it for my seasoning again. If you don't have to go by the recipe that I gave you. If you want to either decrease or increase the seasonings a little bit more to your liking, then go ahead. Remember, you guys, cooking is all about you. You want to make sure the food, the ingredients, and the recipe are to your liking. I'm going to have a video more about what I mean by the word cooking, because I feel that there's just some things that people don't really explain to you guys at home of how cooking can suit your needs. So again, if you don't have to go by my recipe, you can go ahead and add whatever you want to this and make it to your liking. So I'll be right back with the finished product after all of this is finished. Guys, and here is the finished product. You see we have 2 picadillo tacos with some leftover refried beans that I made yesterday. These are just canned refried beans. But anyways, these are the picadillo tacos. These are in a heated up corn tortilla with cheese on the bottom, and then you see the picadillo inside. There's 1 taco, and then there's 2 tacos. So I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. Again, this is my first recipe, and so this is my actual first recipe, so I'm sorry about the quality and the way I've done things. I'm trying to get better and better at doing this, but anyways, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share. You can also find me on Facebook at Kitchen Time. Just search Kitchen Time in the search box and you'll find my picture there on Kitchen Time's Facebook page. Alright guys, hope you guys have a great rest of the night, and I will talk to you guys soon.